What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Got a couple of quick and excellent duels for you guys to check out. I found the one Madolche player in all of existence main decking Madolche Knights. I've always thought that this card has had an incredibly high ceiling, but it is a risky card because of course you have to have no graveyard to use it, and you have to have Pudding Cess on the field, which is really not all that difficult. I'm going to show you guys how to summon Pudding Cess during your opponent's turn. Madolche is one of the more interesting decks in my opinion. I think the power ceiling of the deck is absolutely through the roof come Eternity Code. I believe it's one of the few decks in all of Yu-Gi-Oh that has the ability to go first or second, and this will show you some of the go first Madolche plays. We all know Madolche has, you know, like a, what was it, like a plus 11 off of Pudding Cessor, which can easily OTK, and as long as you open with that or Angeli or Magdalene, you're basically good. But we know the deck can OTK off of just one card going second, but the deck can do some pretty absurd things going first as well. A lot of it has to do with you know, things like Salon and Promenade, the new cards from Eternity Code. They do give you negation, which Madolche has desperately needed. I like Promenade because it makes the deck, like if you're going first, it makes your deck a lot more resistant to things like Lightning Storm and Evenly Match, a lot of those powerful go second cards. And it's kind of unlikely because Madolche are Earth attribute that your opponent will be able to effectively super poly you, unless they're playing, I guess, like Mud Dragon, but I mean, not a lot of people are playing Mud Dragon. Anyway, he is going to activate the effect of the Glass Teacher. He tries to go for the Twin Twister, but this is where Promenade is kind of like that hot red dragon Archfiend Abyss. It stops anything your opponent throws at you. Spell, trap, monster effect, doesn't matter. You can just go ahead and bounce, negate that card, take the +1. He is going to activate the effect of Ticket. That's going to pull the Pudding Cessor out of the deck, and that is how you're going to get your copy of Madolche Pudding Cess on field. Madolche Pudding Cess allows you to activate Madolche Knights, and the thing about Madolche Knights is it doesn't just negate a monster effect your opponent throws at you, but it's a counter trap, so it's insanely difficult to stop, and it makes your opponent take a card from their hand and put it back in their deck. Like, that is it's a +1 counter trap. Like, that's the nuts thing about it. It's not just, you know, a card that can stop a monster effect, but makes your opponent take one of those cards in their hand, put it back on their deck. He even tries to activate a Skarm during the end phase, but he says, no way, Jose, I've got 2 copies of Madolche Knights. I mean, I'd be shocked because, like, nobody plays Madolche Knights. You really wouldn't expect to see one of them, let alone 2 in the same turn, but ain't no hard ones per turn on that card. So he's going to get rid of his opponent's entire hand, and then obviously you can just go into like Madolche Queen Tiramisu. You can spin your opponent's field, non-targeting removal, the epitome of removal in Yu-Gi-Oh, and easily just OTK the opponent. He's not even going to play it out because he knows he already has game on board, and he had the Madolche Chateau set, so that was an extra, what, 500, 1,000, 15, 2,500, somewhere around that free damage he was going to get. Anyway, second duel. And this was actually a game 2, Prophecy versus Orcust, and I think I've made my opinions clear on Orcust. I think Orcust came in with a lot of hype this format. I wasn't buying it, and I was like, yeah, I just don't think that that deck is all that good. Gonna go for Apollousa for 4 right off the break. That looks pretty spicy, I'm not gonna lie. If you can give me an Apollousa plus a hand trap and the Orcust combo with like an orchestrated nightmare, or excuse me, orchestrated climax, I actually think that that's pretty good. He does instead go for the Babel play with, you know, trying to set up your simple skeleton, and your Dingirsu from the graveyard still has the IP Masquerena in a card in hand if he wants to go for a nightmare. But unfortunately, his opponent's playing a deck where monster effects don't even matter, bro. Plus, he has Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer. Oh my goodness. I gotta do a video on this. So many people don't know how absolutely absurd this card was during the GX era and how prominent it was in the meta. He is going to special summon that Hat Tricker, and I believe that that's pinpoint landing on the field, which gives him a draw. In addition to that, he Monster Reborns his opponent's own Dingirsu, which is trapped in his graveyard because he can't banish cards. That might take a card off the field. Well, I guess Apollousa can negate it, but eventually she'll get beat down. Now, luckily, he can still summon his copy of Gizmek Orochi because Kaiku, it doesn't allow you to banish cards from your graveyard. It's kind of like Necro Valley, but you can still banish cards from the top of your deck or your extra deck. So you can still summon things like Gizmek Orochi or Eater of Millions, etc., etc. He's gonna go for a Borosaur Dragon, which was just bizarre. That's going to lose out the Thousand Eyes Restrict immediately. Then he's going to activate Reasoning, and he's going to say, let me show you how to really summon Boral Sword Dragon like a Chad, not like a noob. Now, I don't know what you were doing with your Boral Sword play, but it wasn't the right way, and this is the right way to Boral Sword OTK your opponent. Two, who summons Boral Sword Dragon on their opponent's turn? That was just bizarre. I don't think I've seen anyone ever summon Boral Sword Dragon off of IP Masquerena during their turn. I think that's why I haven't seen it before, because it was not very effective. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the short duels. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.